With a range of quality products guaranteed nationally, you will always find there's so much more to Midas.
It's that time of the week where it's talking about cars. And normally it's the two guys from Overdrive TV, Gavin and Chiro, that join me. But today it's just Gavin, because Chiro is
on a Volvo launch, I think, in Knysna.
He always seems to get all the cool launches, and you get stuck with me on the blue couch.
I'd way rather be here, promise you, yeah. So anyway, this week we are talking about the Infiniti FX70 diesel sport we drove. Now, just to point out for those of you who don't know out there, Infiniti is Nissan's luxury division. Toyota has Lexus, Nissan has Infiniti. They're not very well known here, but in the States...
I haven't seen them on the market, I haven't seen them in the streets.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've just actually come back to the country recently, so we should be seeing a few more of them, but they are massive in the United States. And I think that's one of the main reasons they make so many sounds for everything. I think Americans walk into car dealerships and ask, well, what sort of sounds does it make? Because if you open the boot, it makes a sound. If you change lanes, it makes a sound. If you open your door, it's got a sound for everything. And it gets a little annoying. And I think the more money you make, the less you like to be annoyed. That's kind of my thing. So,
absolutely.
But here is the good news. You can turn it all off. So you can turn all the sensors off. So it doesn't tell you when you're near the middle lane on the highway and all that sort of thing.
But that's quite a nice thing to have.
It is quite nice, but except when you're driving a lot on the highway, and it just every time you get near it, it goes ding, 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 and it just gets a bit much. But you can turn it all off. And then the problem is when you get back to a parking bay, it's got a really long nose, and then you have to turn it back on so it can tell you that you're close to the wall. So anyway, you like anything, you will get used to it. But when it's driving and you're not distracted by all of the sounds, what a fantastic, fantastic car. It really is. I think just looks-wise, I don't think there's anything quite like it. Except,
no, there isn't.
Yeah, I mean, you were looking at the photos earlier, and I think maybe the BMW X6, but the X6 looks a bit like one of those shoes you get when you get ankle ligament damage. You know, that's one of those boot things you have to wear. So, but this is a lot more low-slung and kind of a bit more Californian and a bit more smooth, and I really, really, really enjoyed that aspect. Also the looks you get in it, because as you said, you don't see any of them around, so it really is a bit of a novelty driving around in it. And you actually, it's a strange feeling, because you drive that you're quite high up, but the car is actually very low slung. I actually lost it at the airport for a while, because you just assumed it would be sticking out above everything, and I was like, I'm sure I parked it over here. Then I found I was actually crouching down underneath all the other cars.
It was hiding from you.
It was hiding from me. It was, Lisa. It happens quite a lot at airports.
With cars?
But yeah, it starts at 670,000 Rand, so not, as I say, not a cheap exercise, but people who don't know the Infiniti brand know that it's got Nissan's backing behind them, and it's a really, really good quality brand, so a very cool car.
And then you did something really exciting over the weekend. According to a certain Twitter bird,
yes,
you took a car and turned it into a camper van.
Yes, it was through a series of mishaps and misunderstandings, and I was meant to have a motorhome to review at a certain music festival this previous weekend.
You can mention Rocking the Daisies.
Rocking the Daisies, yeah. I know, because I saw half the Espresso crew there, and and so I thought, well, I've got a Mercedes B-Class. I may as well pretend it's a motorhome. So basically, I laid all the seats flat, which works perfectly because they go completely flat. I put a camping mattress in there, and I surrounded myself with Egyptian cotton duvets and that. I had my own little cocoon there. It was the best ever. It was really, and I mean, as I say, I'm not the smallest person in the world, and if I just lay diagonally across like that, I was so comfortable. So Mercedes, if you have a B-Class, and know if you get stuck somewhere, you can actually just put down the seats and you can sleep comfortably for the evening. And it's got the double sunroof, so it felt like I had skylights. So I woke refreshed to natural light. I could look at the stars. It was pretty cool. So yeah.
Now for the real review on the car.
Yes, the real review on the car. It is the B180, which is blue efficiency. And as I say, in Rocking the Daisies, you've got to show your hippie credentials a bit. So blue efficiency basically means it's good for the planet. Mercedes speak for that. And it really, the best part about it, it's a smallish Merc, not as small as the A-Class, obviously, but it feels like a Merc. It's solid, it's well built. It's not going to set the world on fire in terms of performance, but just as a suburban kind of run around, it's absolutely fantastic. And it's
price-wise?
Price-wise, they start at 300,000 Rand. Well, 299,000 Rand. And the one I had was the color was Universe Blue. So
Universe Blue, blue efficiency, green efficiency.
Exactly.
Really great car to have. And I'm sure you're not the only one that converted your car into a camper van.
I'm sure.
Post some of your pictures from Rocking the Daisies or any music festivals to our Facebook page, Espresso Morning Show, SABC3. Gavin, thank you so much.
I will too, obviously.
Yes,
I'll send you a
course.
picture of my Mercedes camper van.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's Espresso on SABC3.